So you're getting ready to sell your place in Chicago, and you've got that magic number in your head, right? The final sale price. Well, I hate to be the one to tell you, but that number is a trap. Most sellers are totally unaware of a triple hit of transfer taxes from the city, county, and state that can vaporize tens of thousands of dollars from their profit. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what these costs are, how to figure them out, and what you'll actually walk away with when you think you know what you're netting. You're probably wrong, and you need to see this. My name is Erica McLean, and for over the past 25 years, I've been a real estate professional right here in Chicago. My team and I have guided thousands of sellers through this wild market. And our goal is always the same. Make sure you walk away with the absolute most money in your pocket. The number one question I get is, what will I really make from my sale? And honestly, most people are shocked by the answer. They see his estimate, they get an offer, they lock in a number, and it's pure fantasy. Today, we're swapping that fantasy for facts because the only way to protect your hard earned equity is to be prepared. Let's just get this out there. The offer price is not your profit. It's not even the same zip code. For most homes, sellers in Chicago can expect somewhere between 8 and 10% of your sale price to disappear before that money ever touches your bank account. Let that sink in for a second. We're going to use a nice round number for this example. A $500,000 home sale, common price in a lot of Chicago neighborhoods. An 8 to 10% cut means you're losing between $40,000 and $50,000. Think about that. That's a brand new luxury SUV. It's a huge down payment on your next place. It's a college fund for your kid. It's real money, and it vanishes at the closing table if you're not ready. So where does it all go? It's broken into a few big buckets. But the reason selling in Chicago is uniquely painful is a brutal combination of fees you just won't find in the suburbs or most other cities. All right, let's get the big one out of the way first. Real estate. In Chicago, the total commission usually lands somewhere between 5 and 6% of the final sale price. That's how it used to be. Then they changed the rules regarding commission. But from what I'm seeing, and commission is always negotiable, but from what I'm seeing is the buyer's agent now has to ask for the commission on the contract. I've yet to see a deal where the buyers actually paid their own realtor. Most buyers, they have their own closing costs and fees and don't have that extra. So it kind of gets built into the contract. Now that 5 to 6% isn't just for one agent. It used to get split down the middle between your agent, the listing agent, and the agent who brings in the buyer. But since things have changed now, that's not being advertised, any co-op commission, but the buyer's agent, when they bring us an offer There is a spot on there. They will ask for their commission then. So when you're running numbers and you're calculating, I would still just work with a number of like 5% to be on the safe side. Okay, so on our $500,000 sale, a pretty standard 5% commission is $25,000. Okay, so starting at 500,000, we've already lost 25,000. So now we're down to 475,000. And guess what? We're just getting warmed up. This is the big one. It's the real estate transfer tax. And here, you don't get hit once. You get hit 3 times by the state, the county, and the city. So here's the breakdown. The state gets 500, Cook County gets 250, and the city gets 1,500. Beyond the 2 giants, commissions and transfer taxes, a bunch of smaller but necessary fees start to pile up. First, you have attorney fees. And please make sure that your attorney is charging you a flat rate. I've seen way too many times where my seller says, oh, I have a family member or a friend, and I get to the closing table and I see that they're paying more than double what your average flat fee attorney charges. Next, there's title insurance. Then there's prorated property taxes. I know a lot of homeowners get kind of confused about this because taxes in Cook County are paid in arrears, which means they're a year behind. So 2024 taxes come out in 2025. So you wind up having to give a credit to the buyer up until the time you close. So say you closed the end of June. You've got 6 months of that year where it's not really an expense, but it does come out at closing. So it feels like an expense because it's eating away at the profits you're walking away from the table with. But if you escrow your taxes with your mortgage company, you're going to want to make sure when you call to get that final payoff for your mortgage, ask them if they're deducting what you have in escrow for the final payoff or not. Most of the times they don't deduct it. So say you owed 100,000, but you had 3,000 sitting in escrow for property taxes and insurance. They're going to give you a payoff of 100,000. Then, usually 6 to 8 weeks later, they will release that escrow money to you. But here's another kicker. You have to make sure you let them know a forwarding address for you. You know, all those books on how to find hidden money, property taxes like this is one of them. So even though that amount is being deducted at closing, there's a good chance if you have a mortgage and you escrow that a portion of that will be sitting in your escrow account. You just want to make sure you get it back. And finally, there's buyer concessions. So your net proceeds, what actually gets wired to your bank after all of that, is $461,085. A big difference from $500,000. Look, I know these costs can seem overwhelming. Commission, transfer taxes, attorney fees, title fees, tax credits. Look, the goal here isn't to scare you. Selling your home is one of the biggest financial moves of your life. You just need to be informed. You don't want any surprises because with real estate, no two deals are ever the same. After all the years I've been in business, I still get shocked and surprised. Just when I think I've seen it all, something else comes along. So just be informed. And if you have any questions, drop it in the comments, reach out. I'd love to answer them for you.